Hello, 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 hello. Julie Scott coming in here again, your fearless leader of the Women Over 50 It's Time. And this time it's about you. I'm just going to make sure that I am live, see if I can see my head bopping around here. Yay, I'm live. Okay, awesome sauce. Okay, happy Friday. I'm a day late coming in here with my weekly live that I'm making a habit of doing. And today I have something I want to talk about, which is something I think we all catch ourselves doing: worrying. Worry, worry, worry. I worried that if I come in and do this on a Friday instead of a Thursday, I won't be consistent, right? I mean, we worry about all kinds of things, right? So have you ever been enjoying yourself and having a pretty good day, and then you start worrying about something, and then all of a sudden you don't feel good anymore? I know I've been there. The thing is that worrying it's just a habit, and it's a subconscious program that you've been running for probably years. And once you become aware of it, that it is just a habit and just one of those subconscious programs that you do, you're going to be in a better position to actually shift it. So I want to ask, have you ever noticed how worrying makes you feel? Right? That feeling in your body when you worry, that anxious feeling, that just sometimes even like a helpless feeling, right? It's fear, it's scary, it's all kinds of things. It just doesn't feel good. But do you tell yourself that, oh, well, that's just what I do. I'm a worrier, right? Or how you've always been, people know I'm just a worry-wort, right? It's like, all right. Now, there's some worry, I just want to say this for the record, there is some worry that is valuable, okay? So let me just explain what I mean by that. For example, let's just say you left the house and you think while you're driving away, I may have left a candle burning in the house. Then by all means, that is a valid worry. It's also something that you can actually do something about. You can turn around, you can go back home and check, or you can call a neighbor maybe, or anyone that may have access to your home to go in and check to see if you did indeed leave a candle burning, right? But this isn't the kind of worry that I'm talking about, okay? And let's be honest, most things that we worry about just aren't realistic. They aren't realistic and they never happen. Or we have no power to do anything about what we're worried about, right? I invite you to just tune into your worry, into that worry habit, so you can better use your time and energy in more productive ways, okay? So here's a couple of questions that you can ask yourself the next time that you find yourself caught up in that spiral of worry thoughts, okay? Number one, is what you're worried about a real possibility? And this takes brutal honesty on your part and a giant dose of reality. So, is what you're worried about a real possibility? Number two, is there any action that you can take now to make a positive difference? Okay? And this will help bring you back into the present moment. Okay? So, if you can say yes to both of those questions, then your worry is valid and you can do something right now about it that will help dissolve that worry. But if you can't say yes to both of those questions, then all you're doing is creating unnecessary misery for yourself, okay? So many women that I work with waste valuable time worrying about things that they have no control over, like if their adult children will be okay in life now that they're on their own, right? Spinning potential conversations in their head that they'd like to have with, say, their spouse or a family member or a friend or a work colleague, right? They spend all this time worrying that they might say the wrong thing, right? Or how can they say what they really want to say the right way so that they can make sure that the other person will be happy about it or still like them or still love them, right? Worrying about how they may hurt somebody else by doing something for themselves or doing what they want. That's a big one. Okay? Or they spend so much time revisiting past events that didn't turn out well, thinking about the coulda, shoulda, wouldas of the past over and over and over, beating themselves up over it, right? Or worrying about politics, world peace, world war, the weather, upcoming events. I mean, the list goes on and on of what I find my clients worrying about, that it just is sapping their energy and taking, so much of their time away from them designing and building a life that they love or making the changes they want to make so that they can live the rest of their life happily, peacefully, contentfully, right? I mean, it's amazing to me. I mean, we all do it, and I'm still guilty of it, but I catch myself a lot quicker. Now, I want to talk a little bit about caring, because now maybe you think worrying is valuable, right? Do you find people that don't worry about things, they kind of annoy you because you think, well, they just don't care, right? Here's the thing. Worrying has nothing to do with caring, okay? If you really stop and think about it, you can care deeply about something or anything. You can care so deeply about it and not worry about it. It's possible. Worrying is just, as I said, another habit, only this habit is not a healthy habit. And it's a massive waste of your precious time and energy. And it's certainly not the way to go through life for so many reasons. Okay, and I'm going to go into those right now because I've been wanting to talk about this for months. But I have worried how you all would accept it. So there you go. I'm coming clean. I've worried about talking about exactly what I'm going to talk about right now. So here we go. And I can't worry anymore because I'm going for it. Here we go. The fact that thinking worrisome thoughts affects your whole life is a key concept that I teach to all of my clients. Once they become clients, this is pretty much all that we talk about. Okay. Worrying actually chokes the flow of goodness coming into your life. And how does it do that? When you're so focused on what could possibly go wrong, you miss out and actually block yourself from being able to see all that is already going right. Okay? Again, you know this, you've heard this, what you focus on grows, and your body plays a big part in all of this. Okay, here we go. When you're worrying about something, your body is vibrating at a low frequency, right? So how do I know this? First of all, your thoughts are literally electric. Like if you saw a brain thinking thoughts, it literally lights up, like all over. All the synapses and things, connections and things going on in the brain, it lights up. So your brain, your thoughts are literally electric, okay? And your thoughts, which create your feelings are magnetic. And what do I mean by that? Your body is made up of a lot of water, minerals, and hormones, right? And those combinations come together to create our feelings or our emotions, right? That's what you feel. That chemical cocktail in your body is what you feel. When you're worrying, you feel anxious. That anxious feeling is a chemical cocktail in your body. Just like dopamine, right? Makes you feel good, right? Anxiety, it's probably a mixture of adrenaline and something else, right, that makes you feel scared, right? So the two combined, so the electric thoughts and the magnetic feelings create this electromagnetic field around your body, okay? So our bodies are literally electromagnetic, okay? Okay, and it makes up your vibrational frequency, right? Depending on what your emotions are, you're vibrating high or low. So I'm going into that. Different emotional states vibrate at different frequencies, right? So negative emotions such as fear, worry, anxiety, guilt, shame, they all vibrate very low, okay? And positive emotions such as joy, feeling secure, trusting, being hopeful and excited vibrate very high, okay? So living with those worrisome thoughts creates feelings of, again, anxiety, helplessness, and fear, for example. And what you feel is actually, again, that chemical cocktail that your body produces. And that cocktail is swimming through your body's bloodstream, right? Putting you in that stress response, right? That fight or flight. I know you've heard that before. That's the fight or flight mode, right? And if you're a worrier, like if you've been a worrier for decades, for most of your life, right? That stress state eventually down regulates your gene expression, right? And that causes disease over time. And this is something that is scientifically proven through something that's called epigenetics. And I'm going to talk more about that specifically next week. But I want to plant the seed right now. This is all based in science that it was discovered in the 80s. Okay, and this is 30, 40 years later, right? nobody's talking about it, but we'll talk about that next week. But anyways, so down regulates that gene expression, and what that means is your genes they create proteins, right? And so your gene expression, right? If it's being down regulated, what that means is it's really similar to like you make a photocopy, then you make a copy of that copy, then you make a copy of that copy, and a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Before long, you can't even really see what it was you made in the first place, right? It's the same thing with the down regulated gene expression. Okay, not going to go too much further into that because I'm going to talk about that next week, but I just want to plant the seed. So if you've never heard about this, this is big, good news for everybody, okay? Now, remember, I said that different emotional states vibrate at different frequencies, okay? So while it's affecting your physical body, it's also creating the rest of your life for you. So when you're sending out that low frequency of worry, anxiety, helplessness, right? That is going out into the universe, right? Going out into the ethers. And the law of attraction, like attracts like, that's always at work, okay? It's a law of the universe. The more you send out that low frequency, right, that comes from worry, the more the universe has to respond with more people, places, circumstances, and events for you to continue to worry. That's how it works. It's like a loop, right? So when you feel yourself going down that worry spiral, okay, I'm going to remind you of those two questions I mentioned earlier. It's like, is what you're worried about a real possibility? And is there any action that you can take right now, right, to make a positive difference? Again, if you can't say both to yes, then you're making yourself miserable and making yourself unhealthy for nothing, okay? So I invite you to release your grip on your worry thoughts for so many good reasons, right? And replace them with positive thoughts, right? When you can think about maybe the best case scenario rather than the worst case scenario, right? And just watch your energy rise. Notice how much more time you all of a sudden have, right? And watch your entire life begin to change right before your eyes because you're creating it by changing your thoughts and your feelings, okay? Now, I know this was a lot, okay, but I've been wanting to talk about this with you guys with you ladies, for a very long time. And I'm going to talk more about it on a regular basis because I want all of you to understand this deeply so that you can take back your lives, take back power in your lives, take back your energy, your time, right? And build the life of your dreams. This is the way to do it, okay? All right. And again, the best part of doing this is that you feel so much better. You feel good doing this, right? Don't you want to feel good? I want to feel good. I don't want to sit and worry, right? So that's why I'm putting this out there, because this is going to be one less thing that I'm ever going to worry about again. So there you go. Anyways, so if you would like to let go of worry, if you want to start changing your thoughts, changing your feelings, and you want some help with that in the process, comment yes, please, below this video, right? I'm here to help, right? And I'll reach out to you and I'll schedule a call with you, right? And we can chat about it. There's amazing things can happen in just one phone call, okay? There's a way out of the worry loop, right? And a way back into creating what it is that you do want in your life. Whew, okay. I hope this resonated with somebody. If it did, I would love to hear what your feedback is on it and questions that you may have. But if it resonated and you loved it, please, yes, please below. And I look forward to chatting with you, okay? Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will talk with you all soon. Much love to you.